Oh my God. Can I tell you what I did this morning? Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
you can.
All right. So my husband and my son went to go get haircuts. So I got up just a little bit after they left and I was like, oh, I mean, I never really get the house to myself. So I was like, I'm going to go downstairs and make myself some breakfast. I made a BLT, really delicious one. And then I also made spinach dip this morning. I did all that, made
This
a
morning?
whole
Oh,
Yes! I've
wow.
already made spinach dip in the fridge. I had already thawed out the spinach and drained it, and I made the spinach dip because it's my husband's, like, favorite dip. Only thing is I get so mad at him because he eats it all, and I really like it myself too, but I really
If it's
only
that good, I can understand.
Yeah, he, like, eats it up, like, that's his pool snack, and I'm like, "Sir, can you leave a b" I mean, it's like a big container too, and, like, tomorrow I'll look and
Mm,
there'll be, like, a little in the corner that I can scrape up to get a bite, but I did all that this morning. I mean, I know it's like I mean, I made a real sandwich, like, I made the BLT
mm.
myself, and I got up at 8:30 and still put my face on and still did my hair and still was on time, kinda. I mean, I had a technical difficulty. My computer restarted. It's like, as soon I was like I had it all set up too for this morning, like, I was like had everything, like, prepared,
Right.
connected everything, and I was like and so yeah, have you done much this morning?
No. Let's just start
No.
there. No, I actually, you know how your body will tell you you need more sleep, and I didn't even pay attention to
Yes,
it.
yeah.
I was laying in the bed, and I was like, I have something to do, but who cares? I'm sleeping good. It's probably 7:30 in the morning. No, it was 9. And I was like, oh shoot, we got to do the podcast.
You got up at 9?
So I got up at 9. My body said,
Guys kill
yes,
me.
lay down,
Yeah. I mean,
lay
your body
down.
needed it, obviously, but guys crack me up because if I would've got on at 9, I would've been like, "Well, I mean, I'm going to have to change this whole
Mm,
thing."
the
'Cause
whole structure.
the whole structure, because I have things I need to accomplish and because I have a
Hmm.
nail appointment after we get off, and I'm going to the, greenhouse to get some more tomatoes to plant in my garden.
Okay.
So I was like, I got things I need to do, but I think this episode is kinda funny and kind of it's funny. Also, I gotta get you on Love Island. I mean, you gotta
Yeah.
watch it. We're 9 episodes in. You could easily catch up today. I
You
mean, you ain't
saying
doing
not ho
shit,
are they
obviously.
oh, wait. What do you mean I ain't do you don't know my life? I got stuff
You don't know my
popping over
life.
here. Talking about. I
I was
got a
like, "You
lot
ain't
you
doing
see how
nothing."
long this couch is? I gotta
Yes.
sit on each seat.
See, every section.
So, how long is it an hour long, 30 minutes or hour long?
It's an hour, but, like, I'm
Mm.
telling
You want
you,
me to spend 9 hours of my life on a
do 4
show.
today and 4.5 today, 4.5.
First of all, Raising Kanan came back on, and House of Dragons is coming back. I'm saving my
Oh, so
energy.
you're locking in
Oh,
to your
yeah,
shows.
saving my energy for what I but no, I'll check it out. If I like it, I like it, but yeah,
Okay, I hope you
spin
do.
that.
I mean, if you watch Pop the Balloon, you could definitely watch
I watch segments of Popular Loon because after a while I don't know if it's called TV fatigue or whatever.
I get
People
TV
are
fatigue sometimes.
I don't know what it is, but they're killing my soul when that happens. I'm like, mm-mm, can't this the ignorant stuff that they say.
Oh.
And the way people want stuff, or like, if you would have wore different shoes, I would have been like, yeah, but it's a no for me. Like,
So
what?
I don't know because like Love Island is not like that, but they are. You got to think these people are all like between 25 and 29,
Ah,
so they're young, so like they guys just got different expectations. Like I have to remember that. Like last night I was watching it with my son and my other son's girlfriend, and we were sitting on
mm-hmm.
my couch. We had like snacks. I made dumplings. We had a really good night,
Y'all
and we
always
were
cooking.
I know I love to cook. And we were sitting there and I was like, "They are so immature." And then I looked at my son's girlfriend. I was like, "Wait, they're younger than her." I
Uh,
was like, "So, no, I mean, she's like way more mature and stuff." So like I was like, I have to keep it in perspective. I'm your host, Charise Beckett, and
I am your host, Mark Thompson.
how are you?
If you focus on what you did in the past,
To lead, transform, and shine.
this is a great collaboration. Career Transformation Academy and Queens behind the scenes. Martin Thompson, Charise, Beckett, about to tear it up.
What are we talking about today?
Well, today, let's open it. Let's kick it off.
All right. Well, I think
Oh,
you're
well, welcome.
opening
Oh, yeah,
today.
this is me. I see. I didn't
Yeah,
know you switch it up to
I
me today.
did.
Look at you. You playing games. See? Nobody likes that. No. So, listen. Welcome back to another episode of Corporately Speaking, where we have real conversations about work, leadership, culture, and everything in between. And I am your host, Mark Thompson.
And I am Charise Beckett.
Yes, let's get into some great stuff today. So, like I always do before we get started, make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you tell 2 people about this podcast because there's people out here that need to know this information. But the more you share it, people get to see this, the more we get noticed across the world. I don't know how many times you've heard people say, "Man, your podcast is really good."
I
But
know.
yeah,
You got to share it, though.
yeah, we got to share it. You got to get it out there. We got to get it out there, folks. This is good information. We're talking about stuff and being
funny.
funny and safe too, because we have jobs. We don't want to lose our jobs. So.
Oh, yeah, I'm not. But also real, because like it's still.
Yes.
I think that we play the balance pretty well.
Yeah, we do. We do a great job. So now listen. Today we're talking about something almost everybody has experienced. You interview for the role, one role, and you get accepted. This is you talking about my life? You interview for one role and you accept another, but by let's say by month 3, you're asking yourself, wait a minute, what exactly did I sign up for? And that is, I think everybody has that question. But today we're discussing the career. I need to put a big thing that comes up when I said it. The career catfish. When the job, the leader, the culture, even the company isn't what they sold you. That happens 99%. I would say 99% of the time.
Well, this might be one of the most universal workplace experiences there is, because almost everyone I know has had at least one moment where they thought, this is not even the job I interviewed for. Maybe it was like the responsibilities, maybe it was the culture, maybe it was the manager, maybe it was the workload, maybe it was flexibility. But at some point, we've all looked around and thought, y'all marketed a Mercedes and delivered a bicycle.
You know what's clever before I go for it? I mean, we're going to get really clear into this thing. I'm thinking if it's different for people like in manufacturing companies, because their job
I
is
worked in
straightforward.
manufacturing. Well, okay, because I worked in HR in a corporate role. But
That's
yeah,
different.
that's
Yeah, but if I'm
different,
told I got to go here and
oh yeah,
do
like
this,
widget making, like that kind of
that's
jobs, like yeah, that is. I mean, those are different types of jobs. I think that's. I mean, that's a fair point, right?
What we made it clear. We said the career catfish. There's a difference between jobs and catfish. I tell people that all the time. You can get a job, but a career has a
Yeah.
different type of stance behind it. So let's be clear about this. Career catfishing isn't always malicious. Sometimes companies change. We do understand companies always change. It's going to change. And sometimes leaders leave, and sometimes businesses needs to shift. That happens all the time. But let's be honest, and I'm going to keep saying that this happens all the time because I'm dealing with that when I'm hearing leaders talk and they have to move what their boss says and the market changes and all these things as well. But sometimes organizations absolutely oversell these roles because they need somebody to say yes, and they just need to fill in those spots. And this is where things get very messy. Very messy.
So a career catfish is when there's a significant gap between expectations and reality. You expected strategic work, you got spreadsheets. You expected mentorship, you get neglected. You expected collaboration, you get politics and red tape. You expected work-life balance, you get emails at midnight. The issue isn't the jobs evolve. The issue is when reality is materially different from what was sold to you in the interview.
Right. I think as I'm thinking on this too, we're kind of painting the picture what you'll see in most workplaces, that transparency, cultural changes. You got to pay attention to your town halls and conversations, because a lot of times there is meat, but they're talking so high that the
High
person
level
down
and
here,
yeah.
it doesn't
They're like,
match.
how does this affect my day to day?
Right. So you don't even understand that they might have said something that does affect your day to day because you've tuned them out already for all of the, like, there's corporate jargon and then there's CEO jargon. And they're just
Yeah.
using it's a whole nother level of stuff until you do the research on what that is. So that's I just wanted to say that because this is where people may get lost and like, it's not a part of my job, so I don't pay attention. And now I don't even know why
What's
I'm
going
now
on? Yeah.
yeah.
I would so in early in my career, I will say, I mean, I've been in HR, so you kinda do listen because you wanna know
Yeah.
how it is gonna affect, like, the people and stuff, but there have definitely been times, especially working in industries where I wasn't as interested,
Mm.
manufacturing being one of them, where I'd be like, "What the fuck?" Like, I don't care, but then I'd be like, "Oh, let me shift," because it's going to ultimately somehow affect the way I do my work and work with people,
Yeah.
um but it I am a person who can lose interest so fast, like, don't play with me
Right.
because I will lose interest.
Right.
I will zone right on out.
And sometimes catfish starts on day one. So think about the job descriptions. Like, this is a fast paced environment. Translations, we're understaffed. we wear we wear many hats. The translation to that is we're assigning 3 jobs to one person. You'll have an entrepreneurial mindset. Translations, there are no processes. This is a family culture. We don't respect boundaries like that. Yeah.
You know what I will say, though? Because we know all of this,
hmm
when they say those things, like, when that comes out, this is my thing, is like,
mm
maybe they are just telling you. I mean, like, we were able to translate all of that. People have to start reading between the lines too. Like, because these are corporate phases that should come with warning labels, I get that, but I really
hmm
definitely think that we do ourselves a disservice by not reading between the lines. Again, what did I say before we start? Everything is data. Take it
Right.
all in. Um,
Yep.
so for discussion purposes, like in your experience, what phrases in job descriptions are immediate red flags for you?
The most vague ones, like you'll be responsible for I don't know. I'm trying to think. Mm, you really want a good answer, huh?
I'm gonna tell you mine.
Okay. Tell me yours and then maybe that'll click something
Okay.
because
This is my
yeah.
red flag number one. Ad hoc duty. What?
Ah, yeah.
Ad
Yeah.
hoc duty? No, no, no. Did you run out of things to say or
Mhm.
you don't know what you gonna have me doing? Like
Right.
like,
That's a good one.
I think that that should be erased. Like, ad hoc duties? No,
So,
you're not gonna just be playing with me in my face.
data management, let's say, responsible for various projects.
What
Oh,
are they?
various projects means you're gonna responsible for 200 product projects at the same time. At the
Exactly.
same
So
time.
it's a vague thing, and it's
Mhm.
like, do you even know so I one of my pieces of advice I always give people is go through that job description and get your questions together about some of those bullets. Various
Mhm.
projects. What projects?
Right.
Like,
What are
what?
these projects that you're talking about? How many? And then what is? Because 'cause I'm seeing it now, people's projects list is being doubled and tripled because they
Yeah.
like, how are you gonna get this done if they keep throwing a pile? Like, you have to you have a
Yes.
2, 4, 5, 15 buckets of projects behind you, and you haven't even finished Q1. You're in
Yes.
Q3.
I agree. I think that, but again, go through those job descriptions and
Mhm,
ask questions about those bullets because that's how you avoid the catfish, because get
mhm,
specific. A lot of times, so you got to remember, the same people that are hiring for those jobs, they're getting evaluated too
mhm.
during the year about their performance. And some of
Right,
them don't know how to set smart goals. We know that. So
right,
you need to start asking smart questions so you can set yourself up for success or decide, you know what, this shit ain't for me because you can't even give me a straight answer about what these various projects are.
right, right.
You
Those are
know?
you said it right as far as when you're in the interview, and we teach people to ask those questions so you can interview the people, but you have to get granular like that sometimes. But the thing is that more people in interviews, and this is another tell sign that you know there's failure going on, is people are giving you their pain points in the interview. Because you ask people like, what are the outcomes of the person in this role that you want to see in the next 6 to 9 months? And within that, they were like, well, we have gaps here. We would hope you would fix this and now they need a savior. Now you're like, oh, there it is.
Yes, that oh, you can hear that. Yes,
Mhm.
that is and what is it? Data. Okay, so
Yep.
y'all need somebody to come
Mm,
in here and fix this whole ship.
yeah. Fix
Okay.
everything. But who
Right.
has my back?
But yeah, and who
Yeah,
has my back? And when things don't go as planned, because inevitably they won't go as planned because we know how things shift, priorities shift.
right.
Listen, so also another discussion point. What phrases have become corporate code? Mm,
Mm. Uh, I would say the
I already because I
the
got
light
mine
the
lined
light at
up.
the end of the tunnel, like, we never seen that light,
You said the light at
in
the end of
the
the
light at the end
tunnel.
of the tunnel we're gonna have to shift some priorities in order I don't know. I'm trying to think of some things that I've
No,
heard leaders say
like,
that it never happens.
well, also around like KPIs, people like do a
Ah,
lot of talk around like KPIs. Most of the time, I notice that they don't really know what they are. I notice
mhm,
that they don't really have any clear or like any meat on the bones. So
mhm.
that's some kind of like corporate codes that I see.
I'm gonna tell you one of the things I'm starting to ask is when people have metrics, KPIs, I said, as a leader, is this the goal that we must reach that exemplifies whether we failed or not? Or is this a championship trophy? Are we trying to get to the Super Bowl every
Yeah,
year and we didn't get there? And that answer tells you a lot how people weigh on the KPIs. Because if it's just a championship trophy, that means let's do our best. Let's
yeah,
strive for greatness, and then we can see what our average is between
yeah.
low and high. That's a great leadership. But if you're saying, "Oh no, that's failure," and you put the bar to the moon, yeah, you're stressing people out.
Well, let's talk about the biggest career catfishes.
Yes. So let's rank the biggest offenders. Number one, the flexibility catfish.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. We support hybrid work. That means your boss doesn't.
Right.
We as a company support hybrid work, or we trust our employees.
Right.
Translation, except we monitor your team's status.
Uh, how many times have you? You know they make the machines with the mouse too to make
I
sure you're
heard about that. I was like, "Oh my god."
or they monitor how much you come into work if you have to too as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Number two, the growth catfish. We love promoting from with. We love promoting from within, but nobody can tell you who was promoted. Right. Yeah. No, you can. You'll see it, but you'll be
yeah.
pissed because 'cause you're like,
You said
"How?"
because you'll be pissed.
Yeah,
You said,
you'll
"But you'll
see
be
it.
pissed."
Yeah. Well, promotions don't I mean, we can talk about that. Go ahead. The promotions don't mean much to anything nowadays because it's still pennies. If I go to another company, they're gonna give me double what you gave me in a, 5% raise, whatever.
Number 3, the culture catfish. We're like family. No, you have unresolved conflict and weak boundaries. Healthy workplaces don't require family language, they require trust.
Anything about that you wanna talk about?
I mean, I don't like the family language. I've never
Mm,
this is my job. I
mhm,
have a family at home that I am completely utterly happy with. I don't need family at work. What I need is support while I'm trying to do this damn job.
mm. Facts,
Like,
facts. Yeah, facts. I don't I'm not your family, but you do work. You probably work at that job more than you were at home.
I know. I mean, I get that, but, like,
Mm,
I don't know. I am really good at compartmentalizing that, though.
mm. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Don't take it home. Number 4 is the title catfish. You are a director with no but well, this is PTSD right here. You're a director with no budget, no team, no authority, no strategy, just vibes.
Just vibes.
That's if you look, some people are like, "Well, I'm getting paid." They'll probably
Well,
take
no,
that.
or I'm getting the title. Like, a lot of people are like, "Well, I'm
Yeah.
getting the," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh," but there's so much. I just feel okay. This is my honest opinion about that.
Mhm.
Don't throw your career away over a title that somebody else has given you. Like,
Mm.
if you are not growing and learning and maybe that's not
Yeah.
everybody's goal and that's okay, but like I find that people get so excited about title with no real growth.
Right. And when you say growth, I mean just having some more experiences that help
Having
you
some more
develop.
experience that like some stretch experiences, some
Yeah.
things that actually, expose you to different parts of business or different open your
Mhm.
mind in different ways. I just feel like people are so, um, willing to take a title that's thrown at them without getting really it feels a little uneven because
Mhm.
it's like you want to take on this type, but you're not really getting anything from it. You're
Right.
just getting a title, and like, okay, that might be able to help you get your next job, but it's not going to help you be able to fulfill
Lead.
your next job.
Mhm. And I would say there's intentional and unintentional job changes in description. So let's say you might have been given that job title, but you feel there's no substance. So that means you gotta be in charge of your own development. You actually have to take it and say, "You know what? I'm not learning. Let me go learn. Let me figure this out. And then if I go to my next, I'm prepared for the next responsibility." But if it's intentional, you just want a job space and you're not growing, just like you said, yeah, you're not gonna be prepared for anything for the next. You just had a
That's the thing
title.
is you're not you just
Yeah.
got you really and so really that's what you got out the deal, and I'm staying right here because title inflation is really real. There are people who are
Mhm.
happy to walk around with senior titles doing work that is not expansive to their
Right.
like to their actual work. Managers doing coordinator work, vice presidents, with
Mhm.
no I just feel like titles have become compensation substitutes, and then people get outside their company and realize their title doesn't travel because their experience is not the depth of what one would expect that title to have.
Right.
Um, I discussion point here. Do you think titles have become corporate participation trophies?
That's a good question. Yes and no. Reason being, we're just in a crazy climate right now with a lot of layoffs, and people can't really put in the you can't put in the work anymore to say that title means anything. There's people with titles now that just don't mean nothing, just because of the way things have changed. So that's just me thinking about that. If I really think about it
Well, what do
from,
you
let's
mean
say,
how things have changed though? Like what
when I
has
say
changed to make it that way? Because I want to follow here.
okay. Well, what I mean by things have changed is that corporate structure, the fast-paced movement, people are just not feeling fulfilled in their positions at all today
Well, because
because
because of the layoffs and stuff, and
yeah,
there's not as much job opportunity out
yeah.
there, so people I think that yeah.
So think about it like this. Somebody has a job, they've been given a director, but they laid off the program manager, the change management person, the communications people. You're now 4 people for your whole entire organization to actually get things done. I don't even care if I'm a director anymore. I'm just trying to stay afloat above
And keep
water.
this job,
Yeah,
yeah.
and keep the job going so I don't get laid off. And then you gotta go tell, oh, 2 of your employees, they gotta leave too. So you gotta cover that work. So now you're like, yeah, the job that I don't care what job I have
He said,
now.
"I don't
Just
care."
you know.
Why do you think organizations inflate titles, though?
Of course, the same way we got you into the job in the first place, we need to fill in this gap. So I think what happens is when people are doing their strategy on roles and assessment and headcount of what they need, somebody probably either chat GPT'd and said, yeah, we need this.
Yeah,
They could have just come together with the concepts of we're modeling what other companies do, but we really haven't sat down and looked at where this work is going to impact us for the future. But if we have this role, then we can say we have it. I've seen people in roles, I'm like, well, how are you in employee relations and you're not even doing employee relations work? So they just made a title up. Literally, I had that.
but do you well, that's
What
actually crazy.
yeah, you're doing terminations and they call you employee relations? That doesn't match.
But my question, though, is, like, do you think companies use titles as a cheaper way than to, like, promoting people and giving them more money? Like, what do you
Yes.
think?
I
Okay,
say
that
I'm
that
gonna go back to this yes too, because if you go on LinkedIn, this is and always in so Career Transformation Academy, I'm always looking at models, market pricing, or we're going to say market salary that they put in for different jobs. And it depends on the size of the company, but at the same time, it'll be VP of such, a VP role should be 250 and up, should be in the threes. It'll be like 150 to 172. You're like, that's just the
so that's
title.
not really the job, right, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you can tell from a
Yeah,
compensatory perspective, you can definitely
yeah.
tell. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest space that's the biggest space I've actually seen that where I don't think people really understand by putting this title what that means, but it is different in certain like let's go to Bank of America's and the fintech. They VP is lower than maybe a principal. So it means different for them. You could be a VP, but you're the VP over a district or something like that. But it's not as
Yeah,
high as these other roles that they have. They don't give it in the same framework that we see in most corporate spaces.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. That was good. So let's move into this next segment. So why companies catfish candidates? Let's tell the truth. So why does this happen, Charise? What do you think?
Well, I think there's various reasons. I think pressure, right? Like
Mhm.
hiring managers need positions filled. We know that.
Mhm.
Recruiters need candidates. Leaders want to appear attractive, and companies want to appear attractive, and they compete for talent. So everyone starts marketing the best version of reality. The problem is eventually people meet the actual reality, and that's where the trust breaks in the between the company and the employees.
So it's almost like dating.
Yeah, it is. I actually, do you know, it's so funny. I wrote an article like I think about 12 years ago around um how like picking a job was like dating. I gotta
Mm.
find that.
It is. Yeah, that is that. Ooh.
Yep.
But you always, yeah, everybody ends up leaving. Nobody, hey, but it mirrors to today. So, you put your best foot forward, and then when the issue is when the best foot isn't attached to the real person. But, but if you think
Well,
about it, it mirrors what's going on today. People aren't staying in relationships long anymore. Neither are they staying in workplaces. People
I
used to
mean,
be committed 35 years and get that pension, but not
well, no,
anymore.
nobody's doing that anymore. I mean,
No, nobody's doing
nobody's
that.
doing that anymore. I mean, I am
Wow,
always
we need
surprised
to
at
do a
people
book.
that are like shocked when somebody moves jobs after 5 years. I'm like, they gave you some of the best years of their life. I mean,
Mm. Ooh, I'm thinking about relationships now like that. Are people saying the same thing?
I know. I don't know. Me and my husband have been together. We've been together for 17 years. We've been married for 16.
I
So,
love that you said that because it's people out here talking about, oh yeah, I've been with my husband, been with my husband 10 years. We've been married for two. It's like,
okay, no. Oh, no, because
ah,
my mom always used to tell me that, like,
mm,
if I was gonna be married, my mom was like, "Do not be anybody's professional girlfriend."
yeah,
Like, she definitely was like but my mom's whole thing was she was like, "'Cause honey, when they die, you ain't getting no pension."
you ain't getting nothing. You're not even a beneficiary. You are a domestic partner.
That's what she said. Oh gosh. Well, candidates aren't asking for perfection though. They are really asking for honesty and I can work in a difficult environment. Most people can. And people can
Hmm.
work through change and they can navigate ambiguity to some extent. What I can't do is make an informed decision with inaccurate information. Like be
Mm,
accurate. So, Mark, you've been in HR. You should be able to answer this. Is
hmm.
it better to lose a candidate than hire someone under false expectations?
Oh, now is that flipping it around though? So, hmm,
Hmm.
is it? I don't know. I think I've done either. I can honestly say it's happened for me
I
as
would rather just
well.
lose a candidate and tell somebody the truth. That is my thing.
I've
Wouldn't
done.
you
I
rather
can say
just
I've done both because I had to have somebody. You know, and that was
I
pressure. That
mean,
wasn't
so
even
you just
pressure on
needed
me.
somebody to breathe on some glass and make
I
fog.
had to have somebody in a space because it's contact center. We can't.
Oh, you can't be
Yeah,
without
we
people.
were
Yeah.
struggling. It was like, I mean, that's a different
Yeah.
ball game. That's a different part of the business. Now, if you
Yeah.
really have somebody, and again, that's a job versus a career. So in that space, you got to have some head count in there, and you can teach them. And that all they got to do is the bare minimum. So they had a title that looked good. They got like I've actually helped some of my friends get in those spaces because the job title looked great, and they didn't really have the full experience, and we trained them. So later on, they're like, "Oh man, I'm actually doing well in life because their job title
Yeah.
looks amazing." So that's jobs. But in careers, like you said, no, I'd rather lose you. I want somebody who's in here to
Yeah.
really
You
make
don't
change. Yeah.
to make change and like be honest with the person. If I need you to fix this, this, and that, I'm not gonna come and act like we ain't got no problems. Like,
Right.
because you're never gonna get out that person what you actually need them to deliver, I think.
Right. Right.
Like, how much responsibility of that, though, belongs to the recruiters versus the hiring manager? My opinion is the hiring manager.
It's all in the hiring manager. Recruiters don't have.
Yeah.
I tell all my
They don't
people
have the they don't do the
no,
day-to-day.
but recruiters can ruin the experience though. They
Now,
have
yes, they can
They
definitely do
can't.
that.
Oh my god, they can ruin it big time. I've had a lot of recruiters. I'm like, yo, I don't even want this job because of you. But recruiters have a good space in the customer service and the experience space. But the hiring managers need to make sure the recruiters understand the value of what they want and give them all the strategy behind what this job entails. Because some recruiters get in there and they think it's their job. ma'am, get out of here and pass me on to the hiring manager. I
Hireman,
don't got
so
time.
I can ask some real damn questions.
Yeah, I don't have time for
Right.
this. I'm not. You pulled me into the door. I'm not
You
crazy.
said you
Now let's go
pulled
to the
me into
next
the
stage.
door.
Yeah,
Pulled me
that's
into the
it.
door.
I always say, don't even trust that first interview. Oh, I had a great time with the recruiter. No, forget her.
That's not
She's
even nothing. Yeah,
no,
like,
don't even count. She can't do nothing.
not a thing.
She's not even gonna fight for you at the end if they said no. You know what I
You're
mean?
right,
So,
nothing.
so oh man. So the candidate catfish. So let's be fair. Candidates catfish too. So whew, yes, they do. Yes, they
They
do.
do.
Yeah.
Um, Everybody isn't innocent. People put strategic on their resumes and have never even built a strategy.
Mm-hmm.
People say they're collaborative, but they're difficult. People claim executive presence and then they panic in meetings or crash out.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, there's candidate catfish for sure.
Yeah. And I don't know if I can agree with this, but I say 'cause I push LinkedIn very hard,
But that doesn't mean you, but you have
okay,
seen LinkedIn make it worse.
it has made it worse, and everybody is like you
Everybody's
said,
a thought
everybody's
leader.
a thought leader,
Here we
everybody
go.
transformation.
And
But
it's
see,
the social media effect, right? Like we
yeah,
just talked because LinkedIn is just a professional social media,
it
right? So
is.
like, and quite honestly, like, can we talk about the fact that people just keep posting their kids and stuff on? Like, when did we turn
Yeah.
LinkedIn into Twitter or like Facebook? Like, I am sick of seeing people's I don't give a shit about that. Like, why are
Mm,
we not talking about professional?
yeah.
2 years ago, 2 years ago, my daughter was pregnant, and
Ah,
now I'm like, I don't. What does it scroll?
yeah. You know what I used to like, but now I don't like it when people post that I guess it's sentimental when they're posting, well, I lost my job and
I
just
can't
wanna
stand that either.
I give a shout out to like, no, because what we always say, we've said this on this show before, if you leave a company, uh, they have to run the business. They don't care.
But
You are
also but also the next person that you might work for is looking at that.
yes.
I don't like that. Ugh.
Hey, and my best advice for people is stop putting that you're open. Don't put that up there. You ain't got to tell everybody you're looking. I just lost my job. You don't have to tell that because that's sympathy you're looking for. Recruiters aren't going saying, "Oh, let me get them a job." They're not doing that.
They don't care.
They don't care at all. So you need to stand tall, like the person you said you were, the thought leader, the transformation. That's what they want to see because they say, "Oh, that person is ready to work," not the one who looks for sympathy to get a job. So, yeah.
Mhm. And then you hire these people and realize they need significant development.
Mm,
Candidates
mhm,
absolutely oversell themselves. The difference is companies usually have more information and power than candidates do. That's the thing. So
mhm,
organizations still carry the greater responsibility for transparency, in my
mhm.
opinion. Um, do you think personal branding has made career catfishing worse?
So I'm gonna be on both sides and yes and no. So if you don't do the just like a breakup, so man, we can tie this together to relationships. So just
It
like with
is. It's totally
it's just
relevant.
like that.
Totally
Like
relevant.
so usually when you leave a company or when I advise people when you leave a company, take time. When you break out a relationship, same thing, take time because you need to understand that introspection to really develop what you want for your
But do
next.
people really have that option with money the way I mean, everybody
If
doesn't have the time I mean, some people gotta get the job, they gotta take care of them kids, they got
Well, see,
bills to pay.
well, that's why I go back to the leaning that, yeah, your branding is going to make sense. You got to put these things up here for recruiters and for things to find you. So maybe it may be a little bit of career fact. I mean, at the end of the day, we both are lying.
I never lied. You said we
First
both
of
are
all, in
lying.
relationships, it's the same thing. So whether you're
You
dating and whether
said
you're
we
getting a
both
job,
are
the
lying.
manager is lying, the candidate is lying. Oh yeah, I love doing that. Oh, I'm great at doing this. Oh yeah, we definitely have a great culture here. And when you get in there, it's politics, it's this and that. You're
Red
finding out all
tape.
these didn't all the red tape. You can't get approvals. The hiring managers don't really care about that. Everybody's kissing this leader's butt just to get things done, and then you don't have the qualifications to really fall through. Everybody's lying. So I can't, that's what I'm saying. You need to personally brand yourself to stand out because at this point in the day, because the way the world is in LinkedIn, how many times you looked at a job? Oh, just posted 2 hours ago. 7,000 people already applied for that job. What? How?
Yeah. But,
So
do you think we're curating like, you know how we talk about Instagram and people
yes.
curating their environments and
Yeah,
curating spaces. Do you think we are all just curating
we
professional
are
identities?
we are Cheyenne Bryant. Yep, we're doing that.
No, we ain't!
We're actually
No,
saying
hell
we're
we ain't.
because think about it, AI can definitely help you position yourself and make what you say. But we talk about taking those transferable skills. AI can actually help you translate it and put it in a way that okay, I used to cook French fries from 9 to 5, and they were delicious. This was a technical culinary expert leader who had the foundations of potatoes, and he knew how to
To make 3
yeah,
to make
yeah,
potatoes into 3 different dishes
right. And increase the percentage of French fry cooking by 20%,
with
saving the
less
company.
oil.
Yeah, with less oil, saving the company over 30,000 a quarter. And think about that. Now I'm an expert. Yeah, you get proud about that. I know how to make French fries and save the company money with less
Not
salt.
French fries.
Right. But see how
I
now
mean, yeah.
that can
I
be.
mean,
That's
I
easy.
mean, yeah, that and you use all the corporate jargon, like, that's what I'm saying, you
Exactly.
start sprinkling those words in there, you can make French frying sound like a true Michelin culinary experience.
Yeah, and then somebody and think about it, I'm a recruiter or even AI is like, "Oh, wow, this person has experience at leading in the culinary space. I need this person." And they're like, "What did you do?" "I cook French fries."
You said, "I cook French fries.
Yeah, that's it.
I was
You
on
so now
fries.
you gotta learn
I
yeah,
was on
so now you gotta
fries."
learn you gotta learn how to talk executively about how you cook French fries, and that's what's happening. Yeah, that so I gotta agree, and I also be like, it kinda helps, but it doesn't, but it I made
Not
milkshakes
not the
sometime.
fries catching a stray.
Right.
You said I make
I
milkshakes.
make milkshakes sometimes. I was very my side let's say one of my stretch assignments was how to cultivate milkshakes into a way that it was tasty and delicious for all of my clients. Corporate jargon, there it is. So, that was funny.
That was
So,
funny.
let's move into the psychological cost of being career catfish. So, I don't think people realize how upsetting this experience can be.
Yeah, I mean, because when you get in there, it can feel like betrayal. People relocate, turn down other offers, leave great managers, take pay cuts,
Mhm.
accept less flexibility. They make life decisions based on what they were told. And then 6 months later, they're miserable and no
Mm,
one acts like they should simply adjust. Well, everyone acts like they should simply adjust. And it's no, because the trust was actually broken.
mhm. Yep, and that's why so many people leave within their first year. That's they're not quitting work, they're quitting unmet expectations.
So, real question, have you ever accepted a role and realized it wasn't what you were sold?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I like taking this persona too in my life is that whatever decisions I make, I'm gonna make it the best regardless. So,
Yeah, and I
the
honestly
mindset.
I have been too. I have one role that was, a retail HR regional role with a lot of responsibility. It was more than any one person could probably do. I was in that role for just a year,
Mhm,
actually, um, and it wasn't what they sold. It was miserable. I stayed a year, and it was probably one of the worst experiences from a workplace perspective that I ever had in my life,
mhm,
but what I will say is it definitely helped me get into the next position.
mhm.
So either way, yeah, it sucked and everything, but it did set me up to get my next role.
Yeah, yeah, and I think I needed to do more work on leaving versus meaning taking the decision like, "Yeah, this isn't working."
Yeah,
And
because I didn't do that either, but I also
yeah,
had kids, and I was like, "Well, I
yeah,
got bills." Like,
yeah, that's a
I
decision I think a lot of Black Americans have to deal with, or
we
even
do, like,
minorities,
yeah,
yeah.
we do, like, this was earlier in my career, but, like, yeah, I was like, I have my daughter's cheering, I have,
Mhm,
my sons are in sports, my husband I mean, we both are working people, we built a life based on 2 incomes, and, like, I need
mhm,
my income, and so, that is the thing is that sometimes we don't have the flexibility to actually just
right.
leave, you know what I mean? And at that
Mhm.
point, I didn't, you know what I mean? I couldn't just be like, "Well, I'm gonna get out of here." But I do think that's, we gotta get our money up and start to think about those kind of things
Yeah.
because we gotta wait. We don't wanna wait. I mean, I did eventually leave, but we don't wanna have to wait until
Mhm.
it gets so bad because the bottom line is you wanna get into place and give people a chance just like you do relationships, like but also we always say in relationships, them red flags be waving and we don't
Mhm.
be paying attention to them, and
Yeah.
that's what happens in jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. So your girlfriend or boyfriend is telling you who they are.
And you
They
need to believe them,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. I know I started a job and I'm sitting here thinking like, everybody's being very I'm in this honeymoon phase, right?
Of
Like,
course, yeah, that's the
yeah, everybody's nice.
everyone's so
I'm
nice.
waiting for it. I'm like, "Where's the no, we're really great culture." I
Prove
always
it.
have a
I
smirk
said
on my
prove
face.
it.
Yeah, prove it. I
Prove
always
it.
have a smirk on my face because I know politics is gonna come in somewhere, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, how do we avoid becoming a career catfish victim? Well, candidates, we always say this, you have to interview the organizations too. So you
Mhm.
have to ask questions. I was just talking about the bullets and the job descriptions and going down those and asking questions, but
Mm.
asking, why is this role open? I know these are basic. Who held it
This is
before?
a
What
good
was their
question.
background? Why did they leave? What challenges will I inherit? What does success look like in 6 months? We talked about that.
Mhm.
What isn't working today that you'd like to see work better? Who struggles here? How
Mhm.
often has the team been reorganized?
Mhm. And my question, even before the 6 months, in 90 days, what do I look like? What do you
Yeah, what do
think
you
is
wanna see?
yeah, because that also tells you how much pressure they are. Because sometimes
Yeah.
people, I had a lady leader like, "Well, I want all the KPIs created." 90 days?
I
Really?
don't even know the
Okay.
place yet. I
Yeah,
don't
you
even know
want
the
me to
place yet.
understand in 90 I
Don't
was like,
even know this place.
"Gotcha. That makes sense to me.
Don't
I
even
got
know this place yet.
yeah, I'll create but again, you'll end up creating something that you're gonna have to revisit and fix again, and that's what people
Exactly.
have to recognize, yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So the things I do, but also we'll give you all these tips as well, ask to meet your peers. And sometimes people are good at putting that on your calendar for you, but ask to meet future colleagues. What does that mean? Tell me that. Ask to meet future colleagues. You mean
Yeah,
people that
like,
you
if
may be
you're in
going
the
into
yeah, like, if you
okay.
already are getting the role and you know you're probably, like, you're the last candidate or
Mhm.
whatever, I always am like, "Is anybody from the team gonna interview me? Like, is anybody
Ah,
from other teams gonna interview
got
me?"
you.
I think that's a really good question to ask. It also shows that you're interested in being collaborative as well.
Got you. Because that's a big piece of what I would say the research you do on that company. So, like the next thing we say, read reviews. I love looking at the stocks. I love looking at the company's, growth over time and where they're thinking about going, and some of the investments that they're making within the company. That's good to know because then if you have a company that is going to have money and not thinking about layoffs. A lot of
I always say, "What kind of
yeah.
financial" like, yeah, I ask and I look. Yeah, what is
Mhm.
your financial yeah, 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 for
Yep.
sure.
So, leverage your network. Let's, you say, look on LinkedIn.
Look on
Trust your
LinkedIn.
intuition. And, if everything is giving vague answers, then there's usually a reason that is huge.
And
Yeah.
leaders, let's stop recruiting with aspiration and start recruiting with reality because here's the
Mhm.
irony, the truth attracts the right people, the fantasy attracts everybody.
Right. Right. And maybe the catfish isn't really about the jobs. Maybe it's about trust, which I agree. And the employment relationship begins with expectation. And if those expectations are inaccurate, the relationship starts with disappointment. Oh,
Exactly.
that's why
Drop
these
that.
single women out here upset. I'm just playing.
Well, and trust is difficult to build and easy to lose. A company can spend millions of
Mhm.
dollars on engagement and employer branding, but if employees keep discovering this isn't what you said it would be, none of that even matters because employer brands aren't built by recruiting videos. They're built by lived experiences.
Mhm.
So, um, I think we're at the end, Mark. I think this is like I had some questions out here. Like,
We can answer them fast, I think,
okay, let's do. Okay, what is the biggest career catfish you've ever experienced? Mine was that retail job. I just told you about that.
Every job I've been in, pretty much.
What was promised?
I mean, it's more so, I think everybody's smiling. For me, the catfish is the culture. Everybody
Okay.
oversells culture, and I'm thinking, "Oh, this is amazing," and then bam, or, leadership is great. You'll get everything you need and things that you want. They're trusting. They're going to be transparent. And you're thinking like, well, I don't even, when something hits you that you didn't know about, like everything. A lot of
I mean,
times
like,
that's what I've
that's
dealt with.
happened, yeah.
Yeah, but those are the things as you start be moving up the ladder. And again, when you start getting in a career, you start thinking like, how come I don't know what I need to do in this job? And if you have a job like that, that's when you say, I got catfish. I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be doing, and that's one of the biggest questions. So, not
Oh
every job.
god.
I would say since I've become in the director space, yes. I haven't stepped into the SVP area yet. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
but as a leader, or do you recruit people into your actual organization or the version you wish existed?
I always do future.
See,
I'm
but that's a
recruiting.
catfish.
No, but these people have skill sets that don't exist in this company. That's why I
Oh,
do
okay,
future.
okay. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I
okay,
mean
okay.
by future. I got people who are already with me in the future on my vision. So when they come in, it makes sense to them and they're seeing the same stuff I'm seeing. Like, this don't make sense. Yes, we about to build something nice. Let's go.
You said, "Yeah, this don't make sense."
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we're at the end here, so you wanna close us out?
Yeah. So thank you for joining another episode of Corporately Speaking. No, I'm sure. No, don't say
That sounds like me. Really
because you
speaking.
usually end it like
I know I do.
that.
I switched it up on us today.
Yeah, I see. All right, let me do it my way. So thank you for joining us for another episode of Corporately Speaking. Remember, the right job isn't the perfect job. It's the honest one.
Yes.
You want to finish? You want to do the look? Let's go ahead. You connect. You do the connect. There it
Oh my
is.
gosh, I don't even know how you didn't put it.
Yeah,
Okay.
there it
Woo.
is. It's on there.
Is it on there? Okay, wait. Hold
Yeah,
on.
it's
Yeah.
on there.
Let me see. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Switch it up. Switch it up.
All right. Here we are. Oh goodness. He really had me. Okay. All
Mhm.
right. So, whew. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join our community of corporate game changers. YouTube at corporately-speaking, Instagram at _corporately speaking. You can see me and reach me at Charise.Beckett, and you can meet Mark at Career Transformation Academy on Instagram, LinkedIn, Career Transformation Academy, and Charise Beckett. TikTok, The Blueprint by CTA. Oh, goodness, look at me rolling. Don't forget to get my book, P.O.I.S.E by
Yep.
Charise Beckett, and you can go to my website and order the book. I also have a goal setting workbook that's interactive. That's also on the website. You can do the 7 AI career coaches for $29.99 a month with Career Transformation Academy 24/7. Visit CTA Career GPS and get signed up today at www.ctagps.com. Join the CTA School community. The links will all be in the show notes, and we are
Yes.
so excited you joined us today. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
See you next time, folks. Peace.